Okay, guys, got a video for you today. This one we're going to talk about Corpus Juris Secundum, okay? Which is it's similar to American jurisprudence, except that it tends to be a bit longer than American jurisprudence, but it does come from case law. So I'll show you. This is 16 Corpus Juris Secundum, Section 7, constitutional law. Okay, so this is constitutional law. And these are the people, I'll show you how this works. So these are the people who put this together. Okay. And then they show you like where some of this stuff comes from. Okay. This actually came from, this came from the Westlaw website. Okay. The footnotes, these are all came from. So it came from this court case, this court case, this court case, these court cases, all these court cases in here is what it's made up of. So you can see when you see the numbers in there, it's just telling you where that came from. And then these people up here are the ones that took those court cases and put them together, okay, to create this this one's really short, actually. All right. So Constitution not subject to suspension, departure, or abandonment. So a Constitution may not be suspended, departed from, or abandoned. Constitutional guarantees are not, however, immune from regulation or limitation in the interest of the common good. Okay, so emergencies do not authorize the suspension of a Constitution and its guarantees. Rules of expediency cannot be placed above the Constitution, period, right? However well-intentioned the proponents of the departure from the Constitution may be. Okay, we can see an example of this. People go, put a mask on, wear a mask, you have to wear a mask. Well, where in the Constitution does it say you do not have a right or that you must wear a mask or anything like that? Like there's nothing in the Constitution that tells that compels people to tell you what you can and can't do with your body. Period. Ninth Amendment. Okay, so all this. Well, it's well intentioned. Well, I don't see the Constitution being suspended. Can't be. It says it right here. Emergencies do not authorize the suspension of a Constitution. Okay. All rights guaranteed. Okay, now it says the vitality of constitutional principles also cannot be allowed to yield simply because of a disagreement with them. Thus, an effort to accommodate community sentiment or the wishes of the majority of the voters, although usually valid and desirable, cannot justify the abandonment of a constitution. Okay, like the Second Amendment, for example, there's a ton of people who are not in support of it. The Second Amendment, guns, they're so bad. All right, well, it says the vitality of constitutional principles cannot be allowed to yield simply because of a disagreement with them. Oh, I don't like your right to owning a gun. All right, well, sorry, still have it. It's still there. You can't get rid of it. It says right here. Okay. Thus, in an effort to accommodate community sentiment or the wishes of the majority of voters, although usually valid and desirable, cannot justify the amendment of a constitution. You can't get rid of it. Okay. They'll try to do all these things to kind of bury it, but it's still there. You know, if you have like $2 million worth of gold, you bury it in your backyard, no one sees it, but it's there. The right guaranteed by a constitution are not, however, so absolute that they must be exercised under all circumstances and without qualification, but, like other rights, must always be exercised with reasonable regard for the conflicting rights of others. Okay, so yeah, like the gun thing, for example, yes, you have a right to have a gun, but if you start using it to rob people, well, that's not good. Don't do that. All right, you're going around and intimidate people with a gun just because you're angry at them. That's wrong. Okay, if someone's trying to hurt you or hurt somebody, you can use a gun to definitely settle the matter immediately in the moment. But you know, just because maybe somebody cut you off or something when you're going down the road doesn't give you a right to pull a gun out at them. Okay, really not. That's not what it's for. All right, when somebody cut you off, just get over it. Okay. I know no one likes that, but still. Okay, a constitution is not so rigid that it always mandates the same outcome, even when its principles operate on a new set of facts that were previously unknown. Okay, so they will alter things depending on a situation. But the gun thing is one of those things where they'll say things like, but the founding fathers didn't know that there was going to be machine guns. They already had them back then. You had to crank them, and they knew they were only going to get better and more effective. It's no secret that technology improves. All right, the founding fathers knew that things improved. It always happened. Things got better. The printing press was invented, changed everything. Okay. Same thing with when guns were first invented, right? That changed everything. Then they started making them better and better, and they had these hand crank machine guns back then. So, yeah. All right. Anyway, but that's pretty much it. You see, a constitution cannot be suspended for any reason whatsoever. Some states will bury like the Second Amendment under paperwork and permits and fees and regulations, and they'll do all these things to kind of bury it, but it's still there. Okay, New Jersey's probably the worst state when it comes to owning a gun, because they won't even honor other permits from other states. So if you have a gun and you have a gun permit, let's say you even have a concealed carry permit. Well, New Jersey does not honor it. They don't care. You'll get arrested for having a gun on you, despite the fact that you're carrying it lawfully from your state's permit. They don't care. They will arrest you. They're so crazy about it. Like, if you're going to drive into New Jersey with a gun, you have to have a New Jersey permit or you'll get arrested. That's how crazy they are about it. Okay, they're nuts. So, but it's still there. You can go and get one. They'll even give permits to non-residents, right? Or I should say non-residents of New Jersey. So if you're from another state, they will give you a permit, but you have to get one before you can bring a gun into the state. That's how crazy they are, all right? They're nuts. But it's still there. All right, anyway, that was it. Just wanted to share that with you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.